Ok, hello xin chào bạn và chào mừng trở lại với channel mình Mon và hôm nay chúng ta vẫn sẽ tiếp tục với Noire tập tiếp theo. Thì mình nói là
Thanks. What do you make of him? Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
trước thì mình có hăm he cái ý tưởng gọi là quay song song game này với game khác, nhưng mà có vẻ không phải phòng này, lộn phòng à. Interview 2 đúng không? Quay song song game này với một cái game nữa mà mình không biết game đó game gì, nhưng mà mình nghĩ lại thì game này mình đã đéo làm xong thì game đó mình cũng chắc đéo làm xong đâu. Nên là thôi cứ làm một game thôi.
We know why you're here, Jessup, so it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble, that's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning.
Nhưng nào?
You went to Baron's bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrellson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
Làm vài ly à? Trong đây có nói vài ly không? Cứ cho nó nói thật kỹ rồi.
She looked good in her green dress. Up close she was a little older than I thought, but like I said, I only had a 24-hour pass.
Vừa xuất sắc với ba tét.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrellson.
Beetle.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup. If your story doesn't check out, Jessup, we're hanging you out to dry. Can you put the guy in two in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, detective.
Cái này thì gái gú cặp kè bắt chết bà mày luôn.
And it looks like the beau has a record too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
Ủa đây giờ mới nói gì? Điều tra chạy của người vô gia cư à? Lại điều tra chạy của người vô gia cư xong lại.
You're behind the wheel.
Ây da.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Chạy của người vô gia cư chứ hết địch ở đâu? Đi đâu nào? Bạn muốn đi đâu? Ông anh muốn đi đâu?
3 suspects in the can and one on the hook.
Cái gì đó anh trai? Lái xe thuê đồ anh trai.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's card game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Only have time to get downtown, Cole.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KGPL, could we have Lars Terrellson picked up?
11K, roger.
Nhìn nó lái xe mà mình sợ cho cái thằng ngồi kế bên luôn đó. Lái mở lạng. Lái lại gì? Lại hơn mình đua xe đạp nữa. Ây da, cầm súng là sắp có bắn nhau mấy anh dài. Hay quá, lâu quá không được bắn nhau đó hả? Mỗi lần bắn nhau là cái chết đó.
LAPD, we'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far.
Lead from this vehicle to center. We need to hold out.
How do we do that? Like this?
Buckshot, shoot down, Phelps.
Kìa, có súng không?
We need to fight for it.
I hope you don't need help.
Kìa, thằng kia cầm súng mình lại đéo cầm súng được à? Đúng rồi, tới đi anh dai. Tới luôn anh dai. Khô máu nó. nằm liền, trời, sợ liền
What's
gung
your
liền,
name?
gứt trứng cút
Comrade
liền.
Stalin.
Very funny. We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
Đến giờ mình cũng không có hiểu mấy cái chiến tranh trong game này nó như thế nào nữa. Tự nhiên thằng này lại bị
Kremlin's over here,
cái
Phil.
gì Nhật
Awesome.
lại bị
See what you find.
lại bị cái gì nhỉ? Nói chung là chính trị đồ ở cái gì điện cái gì mẹo hơi những việc mà bọn Nhật. Thế là đang chửi cái thằng này hả? Chắc là chỉ là chửi thôi chứ. Ây da, cái gì vậy anh chơi? Này ơi.
Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
Ok. Kiếm cái gì? Đây rồi, các bạn biết cái gì không?
Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Terrelson's chin.
Thằng Ackerman này chết rồi. Mày tới số với tao rồi. Tao mà không cầm đầu mày vô trại giam được thì tao nghỉ việc. Từ từ đã. Ta đây ở đâu? Mình đây ở đâu vậy? Lú quá. Cứ mà vô hẻm không biết đường kiểu gì.
Can you drive to this one?
And where exactly are we
Cái
going?
chi mà mấy mình ngon thì bây giờ mình đã chạy xe rồi, nhưng mà mấy mình phật quá không chạy xe được nên là mình cứ phải dùng cái thằng này chở mình. Nên đừng hỏi tại sao mình cứ lạm dụng cái thằng này mà không đi ngắm cảnh năm 19.
The husband has an alibi,
Bảy bốn hả?
but no real motive other than
Không biết
neglect.
năm
Jessup's
9 7
alibi
mấy.
checks out.
Mấy.
Bates is a recidivist. He'll be
Nhưng mà
pulling the same
chung là
stick until we put him
thời
away
này
for good. Ackerman has
đường phố khá đẹp,
history, opportunity, hard evidence.
nhìn nó hoài niệm
Got the
cổ.
evidence.
Phê
We know
phê.
she was here. All we need is a confession and we can charge the bum with murder.
Giờ ra đường thấy mấy cái tòa nhà cũng đẹp đấy, nhưng mà lúc mà vô cái game này nhìn nó sướng, phê pha không? Khúc. Cái gì vậy? Đoàn cảnh sát trung tâm 2 giờ chiều hay là 2 giờ chiều? PM là giờ chiều, AM là giờ khuya, giờ tối. Kiểu mà 1-2 giờ mà sáng là 1-2 AM. 1 AM, 2 AM. Mình lại không biết cái phòng nó ở chỗ nào rồi, trời ơi. Thì chứ làm gì trong đây không biết nhiều năm mà không. Ủa, từ từ đã. Nó phòng mấy vậy?
I'm stumped.
Come on.
Ideas?
Ackerman won't play ball. We'll rattle his teeth until he does.
Chỗ nào vậy anh trai?
I saved a whole year for that car.
Từ đó xem này cuốn nhật ký với. Khi nào nếu comment không chịu hợp tác chúng ta, giờ đã có bằng chứng chúng ta biết rằng bà ta đã ở đây, còn chúng ta sẽ đi đường này. Điều này là đi đường nào kìa? Ủa, đi đâu anh trai?
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Ủa? Thiệt chứ, hỏi ngu phát đi đâu vậy? À đây.
You were in the Marines.
How do you
Ôi trời
know?
ơi.
The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
Sao thằng nào vô đây nó cũng bị đấm cho vơ mồm ấy này.
Why did you kill Mrs. Tarleton?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
Tao đấm cái thằng này quá.
You hate women, Ackerman?
More than you could ever imagine.
How much did you hate Mrs. Tarleton?
I ache to put my seed in them. Afterwards, I have no use for them.
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Tarleton near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
You are clearly insane, Ackerman. The state of California does not execute mental patients.
I don't know the names of the women I've killed, but I've killed many of them. Their necks are so fragile.
Stuart Ackerman, I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Tarleton.
Sao nó đơn giản thế? Thì chứ cái lần này là cái lần đơn giản nhất mà mình từng làm. Cứ mà nó cứ không.
Man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society I cannot stomach.
Oh.
Teresa Tarleton will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
Xong chưa? Đây rồi. Ai lường. Rồi những điều cần người lái taxi nào trong những người cuối cùng trông thấy. Ok. Ok. Hay đó. Cái để chúng ta nhận cái nhiệm vụ này xong chúng ta dừng video nhá. Từ từ đã, video bao lâu rồi? À mới 12 phút thôi, không sao không sao. Mọi thứ đều trong tầm kiểm soát, mới 12 phút thôi, đừng lo. Cái video này chắc cũng phải dài mà 1 tiếng đồng hồ rồi. Thì mình thực sự muốn một cái tập nào đó mà nó hoàn thành một cái nhiệm vụ luôn. Nhưng có vẻ hơi khó.
And now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave me singing this torched song when I'm burning.
The studio secretary murder. Nhưng thư ký của cái studio vụ án sát hại, thư ký của studio.
Of course we will look into it. Yes, I'm
Okay.
aware that it's an election year.
Election years.
Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring and matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
Okay, okay, that's good, that's good.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1 round.
Another body and Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
When exactly did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass? Yeah, with your old man
Giờ mình đến sân ga hay đến tiệm cầm đồ? Bây giờ ông kêu mình đến tiệm cầm đồ trước thì thôi mình đến tiệm cầm đồ. Mình đến tiệm cầm đồ trước. Ok.
Moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with 1 round.
Là nào, ông đang không có nhiều thời gian đâu.
Got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundkeeper. He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He ran, for God's sakes.
And he always maintained he was set up.
Ok. Money to loan on everything we buy, sell and trade. Okay, okay. Oh, đây đúng là cái tiệm cầm đồ, không có gì ngoài đồ. Nói chuyện xem
Detectives
nào.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
$50?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
Cái gì? Đến tận một cặp luôn à? Những...
Does this mark mean anything?
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
22k. Ok, ok, ok. Có cái gì không?
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark.
Với
Usually
công...
traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip.
Hartfield. Ồ, là cái chỗ mà mình bắt cái ông gì ở cái nhiệm vụ thứ 2.
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build. Dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
Bây giờ chúng ta đến hiện trường nha. Đến đây xong rồi phải đến hiện
You
trường.
can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Purpose having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. The Dahlia letters are genuine, and the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Muller.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one bit.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
Ok, ok. Khá hiểu. Mình thì mình cũng rất là muốn edit video cắt những cái khúc mà mình cảm thấy nó xà lòn, nhưng mà cắt xong edit ra render nó lâu lắm anh em ơi. Mỗi lần mình quay 2-3 cái video cùng một lúc để mình đăng cho mấy ngày sau
We're
luôn,
all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps.
chứ mình đâu có mỗi ngày quay một video lười lắm.
I get it, Rusty.
Mỗi ngày quay một video thì có khi một ngày mình cũng không có hứng thú. Có ngày không có hứng thú, có ngày lại muốn quay rồi. Nên thôi mỗi lần mình quay thì mình quay cho nó nhiều vào, xong mình lên lịch một lần.
What have you got?
Để
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that.
để nó tự động nó đăng lên từ từ từng ngày
Talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both.
đỡ phải tốn công ngồi ngày nào cũng quay video. Ok, đại lại thì mình đã hết trực giác rồi nên là mình sẽ phải tự đi tìm thôi. Evelyn Summers.
That's going to be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
À. Ok và mình có việc rồi, mình đi gọi là nhận đồ phát. Ok.
Someone was trying to get her to come home. Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her. This is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating. Smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Another missing ring.
Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks, ma'am. You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And where exactly are we going? It reads that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah, I read about that.
Those people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
What can I do for you?
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
Got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. You know, you let us take some for the road, this case might get solved a lot quicker.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
She kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her. An alcoholic in a liquor store, that was never going to work out, was it?
We'll take a look around. I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
She wasn't always such a loner. Evelyn was reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey. We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it, but she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
When Evelyn bought the booze, did she say who she was meeting or where she was going?
A young drinking friend of hers, I think. Don't recall his name.
Do you know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society. You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks. Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now. What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Wouldn't park there if I were you.
Help me out.
Looks like we might actually have a couple of witnesses this time. Get their statements.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand. Classic Carmine. this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him. You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
You just came across the body?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
You can drive. And where exactly are we going?
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers, what is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
Yeah, a bunch of these guys. Ask around.